Hello and welcome. It's Japan, and we got a Bash at Berlin review. The pay-per-view was just a premium live event was just yesterday, so I figured I'd get this down because then we're gonna have No Mercy. Like we got a big weekend, so there's a bunch of stuff going on. I think overall this pay-per-view was one of those stepping stone pay-per-views that we're gonna get some bigger matches down the line, but we'll just jump into it and go along as go along for the ride together. First up, we have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Now, we all know that the WWE has kind of wrote themselves into a weird situation with Cody Rhodes eventually facing The Rock. And if he doesn't face The Rock, most of his feuds kind of feel like they're lacking because it's just like we know it's coming and we know that that's the big match and he knows he's going to have the title. And unless he drops it then gets it back right away, there's really not much of a point for his feuds. And plus, they just haven't really been building him. This one could build up to something. We obviously, the big thing is like, will Kevin Owens turn on him? Which inevitably he did not turn on him in this match, even though Cody had an injured knee. And I think that will put Kevin Owens into kind of a frenzy of being like, I need to change and do that next time. And so we'll see if that leads to a bad blood match, even though I think Solo's next up, so maybe it's a triple threat, possibly. Something like that could be really cool if they do that for Bad Blood, and I would be cool with that. So going based off of that, we're going to believe that we're going to see another one of these matches. And I think overall the match was good. I think the crowd was definitely in it. The German crowd was amazing as we get further and further along in the card. They showed up and showed out, especially for this one too, because it's Cody Rhodes. Everybody likes Cody Rhodes, even if you don't like his title reign or whatever else. He gets a big pop, and it's well deserved. I think overall, I would put this match in a good match. I think overall, it was nothing too crazy, nothing too special. I think they just went out there and did it. I think the kind of whole injury angle, well, I will not attack him fully, just kind of didn't work for me because it's just like, hey, Kevin doesn't have to be a bad person for going after his knee or the pop. Like there's just that's just part of his repertoire, and it felt like he just kind of handcuffed himself for no reason, just to kind of set up the second match. And I think it'd be fine. I feel like the second match will probably be one of those that kind of take it home and really kind of give Cody a more recognizable rivalry. But at the moment, I'll just put it in good. Next up, we have the tag match between the Unholy Union and Jade Cargill and Bianca. Now, this match, I feel like out of all of them, it's the only one that I got incorrect on my predictions, and I feel that they still did the incorrect decision because this will bury the tag division. I think fully because who could fight Jade and Bianca if there's not infighting between them? I think overall the match was pretty decent. There was a lot of spots that didn't look the greatest, but like I think there was a lot of cool spots. I think both of their tag team moves for both teams, I thought were really cool. I do like that a lot. I like when tag teams have like something where they set up with each other doing something. I think that's always pretty dope. So I'm gonna put it in good. I think like any of these good matches are solid matches, deserve to be on the card. And I feel like overall the card's kind of like that. I think everything that was on this should have been on there. They could have definitely maybe used one more match on this card. I think definitely the women's title should have been up for some type of defense, but I guess they didn't want to do that because that Meacham match with Nia Jax would have been perfect to put on this, or even the Uncle Howdy and um, Chad Gable match would have been perfect. But I feel like it definitely could have this match could or the thing could definitely use that because it's gonna put us down into a spot for Bad Blood, and I think that's what all these kind of set up for. We got CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. I think this was just brutal. There's a lot of crazy, amazing spots in it. Obviously, I'm just going to throw it into the amazing category right now. I think the right decision with having CM Punk win, so I could set up a third one. I think there was a lot of brutality between the two, which was shown through their weeks and weeks of rivaling against each other or promos against each other, and I think that was just perfect. I think this kind of culminated to putting that next notch into it where Drew is going to want to go over it. I think like that the one very creative spot was when Drew had CM Punk on his back and he kept tapping it, so he could almost like all he had to do was kind of just push Drew out of the way and get the last one, and Drew would have never known. But they didn't go with that being the ending, which is fine. But it was like kind of a creative thing. I kind of like that, so I'm gonna put it in amazing. I thought the match was really good, and I can't wait to see the end of this trilogy. Next up, we got the mixed tag match. This one definitely was going to feel like the most crowded because we knew the Judgment Day was going to come down. But I think overall it still was really good. It really showed Damian and Rhea doing some really crazy things out there, and Dom and Liv obviously showing pretty strong, what they were going to do. And we needed the thing of Rhea pinning Liv so she would have a chance to get the rematch at Bad Blood for the title. Hopefully that's where they're going to go with the direction, and it makes sense. I think overall this match was pretty solid. I just put it in the good category. I think it was a good match. I liked everything about it. Just which we knew the Judgment Day was going to go, but I just think that didn't really need to be there. So I'm just going to put it there in the good category because of that. I think overall, though, it was a great match for the card. Rhea looked good, Davey looked good, Don looked good, Liv looked good. Everybody looked good out there, and I think they had a pretty solid showing. Next up, we have the World Heavyweight Championship with Gunther versus Randy Orton, the rematch from King of the Ring. I think this was very predictable because we kind of felt Gunther had to win this one, because if he didn't win this, it would kind of like really ruin his championship run and everything that he's been doing. So I feel like he had to win this, and it definitely showed. Like, he definitely had some good offense, but I think Randy put in like a lot of work where it looked like Randy could have easily beaten him, and I think they did that really good. The storytelling in the match was great. The match between all of them were really good. The sleeper hold finish was probably the weakest part, and like Gunther being kind of like hurt the whole time. I don't really ever like those type of matches because it doesn't really show that the other person's that dominant. It just shows one person was weaker, and I don't really vibe with that as much. They could have still just had Gunther being gassed because he's going against Randy Orton, and that would have still worked out really well. And they didn't need to have all that, so I slide that into the amazing category because of that. But overall, this card was really good. The crowd was amazing. Second best crowd that we've gotten this year. France is going to be impossible to beat. I'm going to be honest. They were really in it though. They were a very close second. They went in there and showed up that they wanted to beat it. I thought all the matches really were good. That they all should have been on the card. None of them were really a stinker or anything. Like, you watched them. It was a good solid pay-per-view. I feel like it's just. I think the only problem with it to me was that you definitely felt that it was just a setup for um, for Bad Blood. And I had recording this before No Mercy, but I feel like No Mercy is going to blow it out of the water. And you never should have your NXT show just absolutely destroying your main roster show. And I could be wrong about that, but we'll see. And we'll see my ratings on it on Monday. So if you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I've been doing daily wrestling content here, and I'm going to continue. I got a lot of ideas for videos and different content and stuff. So if you're enjoying, make sure you comment and say what you thought about this show altogether, because I really want to know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.